Hi everyone, welcome to our AIS551 group project, Business Process Video Presentation. Now we would like to introduce our group members Irdina, Farhani, Muna, Farzana, and Zeti. Today, we'll break down the production cycle intermediate data flow diagram for Yesa Textiles SDNBO step by step and explain based on the revenue cycle question. Yesa Textiles manufactures clothes in Seremban but struggles to meet market demands. As production manager, we will use an intermediate DFD to see how data flows through their system. Here's the full intermediate DFD of 6 processes, 4 entities, and 3 data stores. Now let's discuss how each process works.
The first process is 1.0 Prepare Master Production Schedule by reviewing customer order information from the sales department and inventory levels of ready-made clothes from the inventory file to record the data in the Master Production Schedule file. So moving on to the second process, which is 2.0 Prepare Bill of Material to determine the immediate raw materials requirement for meeting production objectives listed in the MPS and filling them accordingly in the Bill of Material file. The third process is 3.0 Material Requisition Form by preparing 3 copies of the form where each copy is sent to the purchasing department, storeroom department, and filed in the Material Requisition file.
The fourth process is 4.0 Design Production, where the actual production of ready-made clothes takes place using materials from the storeroom, and requests for additional materials are documented in the bills of materials. The fifth process is 5.0 Prepare Job Time Ticket to record the amount of time spent by production employees and send 1 copy of the completed ticket to the accounting department for wage calculation purposes. And the sixth process is 6.0 Pack and Store Finished Good, where completed ready-made clothes are packed individually, stored in a designated container according to design and colors, and sent to the warehouse.
That's the data flow for Yesa Textiles. Mapping this helps us improve efficiency to meet those high customer demands.
There are 4 main activities in the revenue cycle. Let's get started with the first activities.
Sales order entry is the first main activity in the revenue cycle. The first step in the sales order entry is the receipt of the customer's order. The sales order form is the document used in this process to record the sales order data. The sales department receives orders from the customers and records important information about the customer's details such as name and address, and the product details included the item and the quantities. Second step is to check the customer's credit by viewing the past history and ability to pay. Approve only customers with good credit history, and the credit approval form must be generated afterwards. Reject the customer with bad history. The third step is to check whether there is sufficient inventory for the customer order to avoid the late delivery. If there is insufficient inventory, a back order document will be sent to production to inform the matter, while the picking ticket will be created and sent to the warehouse to complete the order. The last step is the sales department must be able to respond to customer inquiries immediately and accurately. The second main activity in the revenue cycle is shipping. The first step is to pick and pack the customer order correctly and then transfer it to the shipping department. The picking ticket used in this process to make sure the warehouse didn't retrieve the wrong item. The next step is to ship the customer order. Before shipping the order, the shipping clerk will do the physical count by comparing the picking ticket and the sales order data. After confirming the accuracy, the packing slip will be prepared and sent to the billing department for the invoicing purpose.
Moving on to the third core activity in the revenue cycle, which is billing. The primary objective here is to ensure that our customers are billed both accurately and in a timely manner for their purchases. To generate an accurate sales invoice, the billing department must synchronize information from 2 areas, which is pricing from the sales department and the actual quantity shipped from the shipping departments. Once the goods are successfully billed and shipped, the sales value is then recorded directly into the customer's account receivable ledger. Cash collection is the final activity in the revenue cycle because cash is the most liquid asset. This process requires strict internal control to prevent theft, loss, and error. The operation consists of 3 critical steps, which is the first one is receiving and processing payments via bank transfer. checks, or cash, depositing the funds promptly into the company's bank account, and crediting the customer account balance in the ledger once payment is confirmed. A critical control in this phase is the segregations of duties. In professional business practice, the person handling physical cash should never be the same person updating the financial records to eliminate risk.
XOXO Sendirian Berhad is a medium-sized company that designs, manufactures and supplies the customized office furniture to the local businesses. Recently appointed as a sales operations manager at the organization to review the effectiveness of its revenue cycle procedures.
So the first witnesses will be that the sales orders are not renumbered and the sales clerk manually assigned the document number. So the risk here will be that the missing sales order might not be detected, which resulting in inaccurate records of sales transaction. So the sales order should be recorded in pre-number that can be generated by the system and maintain a new numerical sequence chart of sales order document. The second witnesses will be that there is a lack of authorization and inventory chart before processing the order. So the risk here is that the order might be processed without the credit approval by the management, resulting in a bad debt issue. There might be also issue of stock out that can lead to delayed delivery and also loss of sales. So a proper authorization for credit approval by management is required, and also the sales clerk should check with warehouse supervisor first before proceed to process the order. So for the third witnesses that the sales clerk verbally instruct the warehouse keeper to issue the goods. So the risk of miscommunication might occur that can lead to inaccurate quantities of goods shipped to the customer. So the sales clerk should prepare an official sales order document, and the warehouse should issue the goods only based on approved sales order instead of verbal instruction.
Net witness is that the billing officer is responsible for doing both tasks, which are to manage the customer collection and record the accounts receivable ledger. There will be a risk of the staff stealing the company's money and then altering it in the accounting records to conceal the theft. For the corrective action, the company may segregate duties for both tasks. One staff member will handle custom collection and the other staff member will record the accounts receivable accounts.
Let's look at weaknesses number 5. The problem here is that the billing officer verifies transaction only by comparing invoices with the original sales order without reviewing any actual shipping documentation. This practice is highly risky because it creates a major loophole where we could accidentally overbill customer for item they never receive, or worse, suffer lost revenue by failing to bill for item that actually left the warehouse. This leads to customer dispute and completely inaccurate financial record. To minimize this risk, the company must enforce a strict 3-way matching policy. This means the billing process must mandatorily review 3 documents, which is the first one is the sales order to verify the agreed price. Secondly, the shipping document to verify the actual quantity sent. And thirdly, the sales invoices to ensure that the final bill amount is 100% correct before any record is updated.
Here is our appendices, sitting together to work on our assignment. Distribution of tasks through WhatsApp. Developing the data flow diagram. Editing the video and reviewing it with group members for confirmation. And these are the references we referred to while completing our assignment. That's all. Thank you for watching.